Hello, today I'm going to be showing you how to make these cute crochet Oreo pillows. This is my first tutorial and I hope it is helpful to you and somewhat easy to follow. I suck at explaining things and my enunciation can be bad sometimes, so I hope you can understand me. Please feel free to comment below ways I can improve my video making. Also, I'd like to apologize because throughout the recording of this video, I was sick and I still am sick, so I apologize for that. And let's get on to the tutorial. Hello, so today I'm going to show you how to make a crochet Oreo pillow. So first we will need some scissors, a dotty needle, a 4.0 millimeter crochet hook, optional or semi-optional a stitch marker, and then optional a stitch row counter. And for yarn, for the cookie part, I'm going to be using Red Heart Super Saver, and I'm going to be making a golden Oreo cookie in this video tutorial. So I'm using this beige Red Heart Super Saver, but you can use black for regular Oreos or a dark red for red velvet or any other colors you want. And then for the icing, I don't know how to pronounce this, but it's going to be chenille yarn. It's fluffy white yarn for the inside. Again, you can use whatever color, like if you want to make the Halloween ones, you can do orange and black or anything like that. And then also additionally for the icing, if you don't have this kind of yarn or you just don't like the look of it, you can use white acrylic yarn, but you'd have to keep in mind that you'd have to do a few more rows, because with this we only do like 3 because it's so thick, but with this, because it's so much thinner, you might have to do like 6 or 8 depending on how thick you want it. You can customize it however you really want. And then lastly, also we're going to need some stuffing to stuff the actual pillow, or if you have like a circular pillow that fits the size perfectly, you can use that, or anything like that. So I'm going to get on to the tutorial. Okay, so first off, we're going to be making a magic ring. This is not an in-depth tutorial on how exactly to do these things, so yeah. So just do a magic ring, and we're going to put 6 half double crochets into it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to close the ring up. Then we're going to put a slip stitch into the first stitch that we have. So we're going to count from the hook: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this one right here is 6. Might be a bit difficult to get it in there. So now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to increase. So we're going to put 2 half double crochets into each stitch. So then we'll get 12. So right there, where we just in the same stitch where we slip stitched into, put 1 half double crochet. So I'm going to grab a stitch marker and we're going to put it right there. I'm going to put a second half double crochet into that same stitch. So now we have 2 in that same stitch. I'm going to do 2 in there, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 all around, not in here because that's like a false stitch. But just make sure you have 12 stitches in the end. Now at the end of that, we're going to put a slip stitch into that stitch that has the stitch marker. And we're going to chain 1. Now we are going to put 1 half double crochet into the stitch where we both slip stitch and that has a stitch marker. So we're going to put 1 half double crochet. Then we're going to move our stitch marker up into the stitch that we just did. Next, in the next stitch, we're going to do an increase, which is doing 2 in 1. So 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. And then in the next stitch, we're going to do one, like just one, and then we're going to do two. So it's going to be one single crochet and then one increase all the way around. And we should have, I believe, 18 stitches. So I'll see you whenever we get to here. Okay, so now we are going to slip stitch into the stitch with the stitch marker. And then we're going to chain one, and then we're going to put one half double crochet into that same stitch that we slip stitched in, and we're going to move up our marker. So round 4, we're going to do two. We're going to do one in that stitch, one in the next stitch, and then in the third stitch we're going to do two. I'm going to repeat that pattern all the way around, and we should have 24 stitches at the end of it. So after we're done with that row, we're going to slip stitch here and then chain one, like always. So each and every single row, we're going to slip stitch and chain one, and then half double crochet into the same stitch. So row 5 is going to be one half double crochet, one half double crochet, one half double crochet, and then increase. So 3 half double crochets and then one increase. Okay, and we're going to continue that all the way around. Okay, so like always, we're going to slip stitch into this stitch with the stitch marker and chain one, and then half double crochet into the same stitch right there. So for row 6, we are going to do 4 half double crochets and then an increase. So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, then increase into this stitch. I'm going to do that all the way around, and yeah, till the end, and then we're going to slip stitch into that stitch. Okay, so now we're going to slip stitch here, chain one, half double crochet into the same stitch, then move our stitch marker up into the stitch we just made. Now we're going to do 5 half double crochet and then an increase. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and right here an increase, and we're going to repeat that all the way around. And yeah, okay, now we're at the end of the row. We're going to slip stitch and chain one, and then half double crochet into here, and then move the stitch marker up. Now we are on row 8, and we are going to be doing 6 half double crochets and then an increase. So we have 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then an increase, and then repeat. Do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, increase, and then repeat around until we make it to here. Okay, so I'm going to slip stitch into the stitch with the stitch marker, chain one, and half double crochet. Oopsies, okay. So for row 9, we're going to do 7 half double crochets and then an increase. So we have 1, that one that we just did counts as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, increase. I'm going to repeat that all the way around, and I'm going to meet you at the end of this row. Okay, end of row 9 on to row 10. So I'm sure you see a pattern by now, and even prior to this, if you've been crocheting for a while. But we're going to keep increasing, and basically each row go up by 1. So, last row we increased by 7. This one we're gonna, or not by 7. We had 7 half double crochets between our increases. This one we're gonna have 8. So we're gonna keep increasing, and honestly, you can make this as big as you want or as small as you want, but we're gonna keep going for the sake of this pattern. So we're gonna do 8 half double crochet and then an increase. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then an increase, and we're going to keep going around until we reach the end, and then we're going to keep increasing, and I'll see you for the next row. Okay, so I'm going to slip stitch, chain 1, and then half double crochet into the same stitch, so that counts as 1 half double crochet. And in total, we want to do for this 9 half double crochet and then 1 increase. So for row 11, we do 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then an increase. And we're going to repeat all the way around until the end of row 11. And as you can see, it's getting big and it's kind of curling up a little bit, but that should be fine. So yeah, you can see at the end of this round. Okay, so we're going to slip stitch, chain 1, and then half double crochet. And for row 12, we are going to be doing 10 half double crochet and then an increase. So you have the first one there, and then we have 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then an increase. And we're going to repeat this all the way around till we're done with the end of this row. So yeah, it's getting bigger, more like a pillow. So yeah, I'll see you at the end of round 12. Okay, we just finished this row, and we're going to slip stitch, chain 1, and half double crochet. And now we are on row 13. So we are going to half double crochet 11, and then do an increase. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then an increase, and we're going to, again, we just repeat that all the way around until we are done with row 13. So we are done with this row, and we're going to slip stitch right up here, and then chain 1, and then half double crochet into the same stitch, and then move our stitch marker up. And then, so this is going to be the start of row 14, and we're going to be doing 12 half double crochets and then an increase. And again, we're going to repeat around. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then an increase. Okay, and then we're just going to repeat this all the way around to the end of this row. Okay, so again, we are at the end of another row, and now we are going to be going into row 15. So for row 15, we are going to be doing 13 half double crochet and then an increase. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then an increase. And then we're going to repeat that all the way around, and I will see you at the end of this row. So at the end of this row, we are going to slip stitch, chain 1 half double crochet, and we are going to be beginning row 16 now. So for row 16, we're going to be doing 14 half double crochets and then an increase. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then an increase. And then we are going to repeat that all the way around until the end of this row. Okay, dokie. So at the end of this row, we're going to slip stitch and chain 1 and then half double crochet into the same stitch. And then now this is row 17. Almost done with this first part. So we want to do 15 half double crochets. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then an increase. Then we're going to go around and we're going to repeat this all the way around until we reach the end and the stitch marker. Okay, so I'm going to end the row with a slip stitch, and then a chain 1, and then a half double crochet into the same stitch. And then for row 18, we're going to do 16 half double crochets and then an increase. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then we're going to increase. And then again, like all other rounds, we are going to repeat that all the way to the end for the stitch marker, and that will complete row 18. Okay, so we are going to do a slip stitch, a chain 1, and then a half double crochet. I'm going to start on row 19. Now row 19 is going to be 17 half double crochet and then an increase, and this is going to be our last increase row. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, then an increase, and we're going to repeat that all the way around until we reach the end over here, and then you'll have one more row after this. Okay, so let's slip stitch, chain 1, half double crochet, and then move our stitch marker up. Now, this is going to be the last row for our first cookie part. So for row 20, we are just going to half double crochet all the way around. No increases. Just going to go all the way around until we are done, until we reach this stitch. I'm going to slip stitch, chain 1, and then we're going to fasten off, and then we will get to that point whenever we get there. Okay, so we are done with row 20. I'm going to slip stitch, chain 1, and we're going to get our scissors. Oh, almost dropped them, and then we are going to just cut a decent length, not too much. We're not going to really be needing it to be too long because we're not like doing anything with this. So yeah, we're done with the first one, the first cookie, and now we are going to do the same exact thing that we just did, following the same steps, and just make a second one, and then I will show you what to do after that. Okay, so I just finished the other cookie part. So this is going to be the inside, and this is going to be the outside. So whenever we are putting them together, we'll have the insides facing. But now we're going to be taking a chenille yarn in white for the icing, or any color you want. But I'm going to be doing the golden Oreo. So we're going to take whichever one we want, doesn't really matter. And we are going to start with a slip knot with the right yarn. And then with half double crochet, we have actually 3 loops. So we have right here the front loop, we have like the middle loop, and then in the back we have like a sort of hidden back loop. So that's the one we'll be working in. We'll be working in the back loop. So back here we're going to be doing a slip stitch into the back loop, chain 1, and then we're going to be single crocheting into the same spot that we just slip stitch into, and we're going to put a stitch marker right onto that stitch. Now we're going to single crochet into the next stitch in the back loop, and then we're going to just continue single crocheting all the way around until we reach the end. And it should look like this. We should be able to visibly see our 2 loops here, and then the third one is the one we're looking into. So we're going to just single crochet all the way around, and I will meet you at the end of our row. Okay, so we're at the end of this row, and we are going to slip stitch into here, and it might be difficult to tell where your stitches are because of this yarn, but we're going to slip stitch in chain 1. It's easier to kind of feel for them. So I'm going to single crochet into the same stitch and then move our stitch up. Whoopsie daisies, oh my goodness. Okay, and then we are going to single crochet just all the way around on top of this row. 1 single crochet into each stitch, and we're going to be going into both loops of this yarn just to specify. So we're going to just single crochet all the way around, and I will see you at the end of this round. Okay, so we are at the end of our second row with the chenille yarn. So let's slip stitch, chain 1, and then single crochet into the same stitch. Now this is going to be our third and last row with this yarn, and then we'll be done with like the crocheting part. Now if you want, you could do another row, like you could do like more rows to do like double stuffed if you want. So yeah, up to you. You can customize it a little bit. You can even use acrylic, but again, you'd have to do probably like 6 to 8 rows of white or whatever colored for your icing to make it thicker. But 3 is roughly enough, because if we put this together, I think that looks good. Might end up doing 4, but you could do 4 or 5. I feel like max would be like 5 if you wanted to do double stuff. So I'll see you at the end of this row. Okay, so we are at the end of our third row of sheet line icing yarn, or the sheet line yarn for the icing. So I'm going to slip stitch into this stitch, chain one, and then we're going to fasten off. We want to leave a pretty long tail for this, because this is how we're going to sew these two pieces together. So a decently long length is what we want to leave. So we're going to now pull this yarn through, pull a little bit tight, and then we're going to take the stitch marker out. Now we're going to take our dotty needle, and we're going to try our best to thread this. So there you go. Now we're going to take this and make sure that this side is facing outside. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to sew, and we're going to sew it in a specific way. So we're going to go under both loops for the white icing part, but then for this we are going to be picking up just the back loop, which the way we have it is going to be like technically the front loop, because we have this loop, the middle loop, and then like the back loop right here. Gonna try and ignore that. So now we pick up the next stitch, and then we pick up the back loop of the next stitch on the acrylic cookie part. We're going to continue, and we're going to keep doing that. Pick up the next stitch, both loops, and then the back loop of this. So we'll be able to see these two, the front and the medium loop, or the back loop and the medium loop, or the middle loop. But we'll be able to see it just like how we could see it with the part where we crocheted. Now we're going to continue all the way around until we have like maybe about this much of space, maybe a little less. So then we're going to be able to stuff it. So just go around until we have a decent sized hole, so that we'll have enough room to be able to stuff it. And I'll see you whenever we get to that point. Okay, so do not mind my complete mess of a desk, and don't mind that, but we have like about this much of an opening left. So I'm going to grab my stuffing, and we're just going to stuff it however much you want to our desire. You can make it like a bit like stiffer if you want it to be more so of a throw, or if you want it to actually kind of be used as a pillow, you can stuff it like a little bit less, however much you like your pillows to be stuffed, really. So completely up to you, you know, but yeah, I'm just gonna stuff this, and then after we're done stuffing it, we're gonna continue sewing up the hole, and we're gonna completely sew it up, and then we will be done with the pillow in the end. As you can see, it's stuffed pretty well right now. I'm going to continue sewing up, and if you want to add more stuffing throughout the process, you can. Completely up to you. So we're just going to continue sewing this up in the same exact technique that we were doing before. So yeah, I'll see you at the end whenever we are done sewing up the sides of the pillow. Okay, so we are done sewing up all that we need to sew. So now we're just going to, like, to secure our yarn, we're just going to weave it like back and forth through some rows. So we're gonna take these like stitches and then pull our yarn through. We're gonna take the stitches and like have a needle go through them, and then we're gonna go back through some. We're gonna like go a little farther back and then go from underneath these stitches and kind of just pull through it. I suck at explaining things, but just basically try and make sure our yarn is secured. Okay, so now we are going to take our scissors, we're going to like just pull a little bit and then cut our tail, making sure we do not cut the actual piece. But yeah, this is basically just it. This is a pillow. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you all have a great day and continue crocheting and crafting and doing whatever you enjoy in life. And yeah, I'm gonna try and make more tutorials if I ever have patterns that I want to share with you guys. And I hope you like and subscribe, and see you maybe later. Goodbye.